after divorce, and after the untimely passing of my father. So that's how I became a writer. And here I am.
From dating to relationships, from sex to love, from Christianity to politics, from darkness to light, you have now entered into the real zone. Welcome to Conversations with Ttrent, where no topic of conversation is safe from discussion. Now, here he is, Mr. Epic himself, Ttrent Williams.
What's going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of Conversation with Ttrent and Shann and the lovely Kesia, as always. Actually, we got a spicy one tonight. We'll add some spicy stuff to the gumbo tonight. We're talking about poly relationships. I know nothing about that. Let's just get that straight up and put it on the table before Shann comes in with her mess. I know nothing about that. Nothing about the poly relationships. But we're going to dig into it. What's going on, ladies?
What's going on?
I just want to know why I had to get that type of intro, why you had to put that kind of disclaimer introduction on me. I just really want to know. Because
you're definitely always driving a bus when it comes to me and talking about relationships or anything dealing with situations.
But I mean, you put yourself out there for that because you wrote about them in books and published them and sold them to people.
Right.
And then you went around the world touring and having discussions about it. So how does this come back on me?
Because you're always bringing up old stuff.
But it's not. I mean, me bringing up old stuff should at the end of the day get people interested and equate to them wanting to read your books, which means they're going to go purchase them, right? So it's a win. It's a win for you. I'm just saying.
Right. I appreciate that.
So what chapter is the polyamorous scene in your book?
See, Kesia, you always coming up the real with that bullshit. It's all good.
Somebody's got to do it.
It's all good.
I like how he wants to put a disclaimer out there that he knows nothing about it. Maybe he didn't know what it was called, but I'm
totally new to all of it. I'm new,
You're not new to it. You're not new. You're not new to it. You were definitely true to it at one point in time, but you were not new to it. Let's be clear on that.
I think you were subconsciously not in the know about it, but it was happening.
Right. I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark. Good evening.
What up, Slash?
What's going on, buddy?
Oh, buddy. Oh, okay.
Well, somebody's got to keep the facade up.
Oh, wow. The shade of it all early in the evening.
They started it. I did not start that.
We come up with this one when folks on was Sunday. We were going over some topics where we're going to close out with the going toward the end of the year. And Shannon blew out Polly. She just threw it out there. So we're going to see what happens.
I mean, it's just another relationship type of relationship, right? Everybody.
Now give me the full pronunciation. Because I get tongue tied with that.
Polyamory.
Okay.
Wait, I want to know, what does that mean? Mark had a comment over here. An anthropologist. Who was an anthropologist? What does that even mean?
Digging for bones, archaeology.
Oh, sometimes I be having those moments.
Yeah, you're always digging for bones.
I don't have to dig. They're right there in black and white in print on paper.
And they're going to be found at TaylorKennedyMedia.com.
Exactly. So next, Mr. Marine, you tried it, but it's okay.
Good stuff. So for the listening audience who, like me, didn't know anything about the polyamorous and all this other foolishness, poly is when all parties involved know exactly what's up in a relationship, consensual, going on with it and just moving along with it. So it's not considered cheating because everything's on the table. Everyone knows. Oh, what are you laughing at?
I'm laughing at how you put that. It's not considered cheating. So even when you cheated, I wasn't engaged in polyamory, but you were technically. The other parties just didn't know about it.
So you definitely be on your game. You just pick it up.
Yeah, other people know about it.
So
they just didn't know. That's all.
So I'm not sure if I could actually get down like that. I mean, to bring all those people to bed, man. And
so then I have a question.
Yeah.
Why? I'm trying to understand if you let's say you were in a relationship. Well, you were cheating, so you had two women, right?
Right.
And why wouldn't, if they were willing, why wouldn't you just say, hey, I'm seeing somebody? Like, what's the difference is it the thrill of one of them not knowing and you sneaking around doing it rather than bringing all parties together and just being open and transparent?
Right. Yeah, I was having a conversation. I was telling a friend of mine about the topic we were going to do. And she brought up the question, and she was calling out names around that time that I was doing all this stuff. And I'll be honest with you, one knew about the other, but the other one didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So willing participant.
One was a willing participant, but the other was casualty. Well, yeah, she was. Yeah, she didn't know. I didn't.
So I was reading a post today because I was trying to do some research, and I was looking on this group, this actual polyamorous poly group on Facebook. And one of the guys posted that he had met someone that he started dating, and he was like, sometimes it really does pay to tell the truth and to be upfront and honest. And he said that when he met this young lady, that he told her that he was dating someone else, and that she had two questions: was she cute, and was she into girls?
Oh wow!
So she was open to it, but it's like you will never know if you're trying to he would have never known had he not been honest. And she was okay with that, right?
Yeah. Go ahead.
But it's interesting. What I thought was interesting, I was looking up information on it as far as stats that it's more prevalent amongst the millennial group right now, and within the African American community. And I kind of wonder why is that? And I can't remember if it was Mark or somebody that posted something on the conversation page about where I think it was, I don't know if she was a professor or she was a writer or something, and she was talking about how as Black people we were taken away from what our true that this was what we practiced. Men had multiple wives and women, and we're taking care of those households.
I think that was Mark talking about.
I think it was something he posted, because it was like a video. It was a video that I watched, but I think Mark posted it. I can't remember her name.
Right.
But that we basically adopted, I guess, a culture that wasn't ours, where this was something that Africans always practiced, and we were brought here and we're taught to be monogamous, and that monogamy is not necessarily natural. I don't necessarily know that it's not natural or can't be done, but that was her argument or her point or her stance.
That brings out a great point. I think going back to some of this genealogy work that I've been doing, what I find is that I'm as far back as the early 1800s. And what I've been able to decipher is that the male was taken out to breed. So what I couldn't connect was, I was like, why do I have like these huge pockets of folks in South Carolina, like St. Louis, and then Texas? And I couldn't figure out, like, how did it all rope back to Georgia? But then I talked to a specialist, and she said that more than likely some slave was taken out to breed, and so now you've mass populated all over the place. And so, so to your point, it's kind of like a little bit grained into our the way we've been set up, and so it is normal, right? But it's very interesting too that like 1 in 9 people have at least been in a polyamorous relationship, so which equates to like 17.5 million Americans. So very interesting.
Like true polyamorous, meaning all parties know everybody's consenting.
In their life, they have engaged in that. Yes.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. But it's just interesting how accepting our community is of it and of practicing it versus folks that don't look like us. It's just interesting.
So, question for you guys: would you guys actually indulge in something like that?
No.
I couldn't, not knowingly.
No, yeah, I had to cut a, yeah. I'm just gonna be honest. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I mean, for me, first thing I think about when I was doing some reading up on it, I'm thinking about the toxic side of things, like the potential toxic side of things, and situations like that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're this is an imperfect world. We're all doing imperfect things, and at some point, someone's not going to get enough inches.
So, what I guess one of the things is we look at it that way because it's not something that we practice or that we're, have a desire to practice or do. But I have seen people who have very successful poly relationships, where it's saved their relationship, so to speak. So
Are kids involved?
I don't know, toxic from what point? If you learn how to balance your time and all that other stuff. I mean, and I'm just playing, the advocate, devil's advocate here, giving a different point or a different perspective. But who's to really say that it is toxic if they feel for them their relationship is thriving, they're not having to lie and sneak around and do stuff, and even better, if let's say it's more so a male with two females, they all get along and they all enjoy being with each other even intimately.
Right.
So,
but I think
what's the definition of toxicity for them that comes out of it?
Yeah, you alluded to something that we've seen it play out on TV. If anyone has ever watched The Sister Wives, like they're all like, "You can move, we ain't moving by." Like, and you can see how it becomes just the organization of sharing him, which it's a bit much. It's just.
I think he has too many.
Yeah, I
think he has too many. But then what I've learned, and this is when it starts, or what it really starts getting confusing for me, is that it's not just the concept or the idea of, let's say, a party of three. So you could have your wife and your girlfriend, and then your girlfriend has a boyfriend, or your girlfriend has a husband, and then your wife has a boyfriend, and that's the part that gets confusing for me.
That's downright nasty. Yeah.
Well, they're going to how much nasty is it than when you got a 600 batting average? I mean, come on. Where were all those canals before you got in them? You know what I mean? Like, don't say it's nasty because you was going around trying to keep your batting average up.
I'm with Slash. You've become an archaeologist.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Right, but I guess
the world needs to know about the artifacts.
And I mean, honestly, in all seriousness, I say that not to come down on you, but to kind of give you that, help you with that thought process of, like, because it comes up a little judgmental, like that's nasty, but dude, you was doing it. If you was poking all them chicks, you was doing it.
Yeah.
So it's no different because guess what? They was doing other people too.
People change. But
I get people change, but I'm just saying at that point in time.
So let's get back to the toxic side of things. So with with these type of relationships, I'd love to know, are kids involved in the people that you know? Are kids involved in that?
Yes.
There's a whole TV show on it.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. I forget what it's called, but it's on TLC or one of these shows. It'll come to me.
Yeah. Now I haven't seen that. I watch TLC, but I do the 90 Day Fiance stuff.
So my only concern would be for the kids and how they how's that being played out with the kids?
Yeah, I mean, there are people that, I mean, they parent each other's children. So Mark had a couple of comments over here.
Okay.
The last one, what is that, Mark? So my post of Sister
Shahrazad Ali.
yeah, was squinted at but not seen. What comment was that? What post was that? Oh, is he talking about the video?
Yeah, seeking sister, a sister wife is the name of the show.
Whoa, I've never seen that one.
Yeah, there's a couple from Atlanta. There's a couple, and there is it's interesting. They have kids, so
we need to watch. I need to watch that. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Mark, when you say squinted at but not seen. I watched that whole video.
Like meaning we say squinted, like you look but you didn't look. You didn't pay attention.
I mean, I did pay attention. I think I don't know if I commented on it or not, but I did. I mean, enough attention that I'm recalling it and bringing it up in the show. Like if I had just really kind of glazed over it, I wouldn't even talk about it, Mr. Marine. Just saying. Where's the gentle giant at tonight?
Briefly talked to him early in the day. So
Is he on lockdown?
Probably so. Probably so.
Well, we miss you wherever you are, gentle giant. We'd like you to be able to come out and play every now and then.
Good stuff.
So yeah, but I mean, I'm going to be looking. I have to look at it. You said it's called Seeking a Sister Wife?
Yep. It's on Hulu if you have Hulu.
Hulu. Okay, yes. Let's look at it. Kesia, you be having us looking at some stuff. You had the goop thing and what was it, love, sex, and goop, and now we're gonna be seeking a sister wife.
Yeah. So it's interesting. I mean, hey, it's for some folks apparently, and to your point, Trent, right? Like people, what happens with people with kids and things like that. Yep, they stop, and so that's that statistic of some people are in it, but they're not. They end it and say, no, this is not for me.
Exactly. And we just have to respect them that's a lifestyle choice. So that's a lifestyle choice. We just have to respect that.
Hey, Chicana, welcome back. So glad you came and joined us for tonight's show. Yay! How's everything out there in Houston?
How's it going, brother? Good
and what you sipping on tonight? On Sunday, I think it was the Fireball.
Yes. Yeah. What you got tonight?
What you sipping on tonight? And
so another term that's used for the relationship, though, which I found interesting, ethical non-monogamy, or ENM.
I saw that.
I was like, oh, it's ethical. So there's a degree of ethics to it.
Is it ethical because
everybody knows?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So when everyone doesn't know, right, does it become unethical?
Tonight it's Chardonnay. All right now.
All right, that's my guy, the Chardonnay. Okay, is that dry or is it an oak taste or is the backbite an oak taste? I love Chardonnay. I haven't had Chardonnay.
You sound like you sip on a little Chardonnay yourself.
That's ginger. That's ginger
juice. I'm on the ginger juice. I can't have the Chardonnay. I'm straight up like that.
Oh Lord, all the lies we tell.
But hey, is that Chardonnay? Is that the backbite on oak side, or what type of Chardonnay is that?
So Mark's comment said, within the white man's man-made religion of Mormon, a man can have beaucoup wives. There was also an HBO series about white poly marriage also. I'll have to look for that one. But it's just very interesting. It's just different. And I see more of it where people are openly discussing it or talking about it or, letting you know that they participate in.
So my question for the adults on in those type of relationships, what if the children are vocal about their dislike toward it? Do they take consideration that child's thoughts or their selfish need? Their selfish want, rather.
Well, but think about it. If they're already together, either they've had a conversation, because I don't want to put assumptions out there, right? Either they've had a conversation or they really haven't incorporated that child's thoughts. It's kind of like, I'm the adult. I'm going to do what I do. You just live here. It's one of two things. Side note, Chicano, butter Chardonnay is a good one too.
He said he says your questions are those of a connoisseur. He's no connoisseur. He's drinking Kendall Jackson Chardonnay. That's all he knows.
Right. Make it easy.
So I guess Mark and Chicano, what do you got? Like, what are your thoughts actually on? Would you participate in a poly type of relationship? Are you willing to let us know if you have participated in one? You know, this is a judgment-free zone, but that's I think that's.
By the way, Chicano, Kendall Jackson, it's a good one.
Kendall Jackson. Oh,
yeah, it's a good one.
So what's the backbite on that then? If you know that one,
it's a bit strong. It's a little oaky, just a little bit, but it's strong. The backbite is a little oaky.
Okay, I don't know what that means, but okay.
Like an oak taste.
It's got a little woodsy fit to it.
See, I don't like dry wines. Mine is Riesling or sweet red.
I love dry wine. I cannot wait to indulge.
You know, of course, if it's real, real stuff, it's vodka. So
that's right. No carbs in vodka.
Vodka. Yeah. I have a martini, shaken, not stirred, extra dry.
So that situation sounds very complicated. I would not engage in that type of relationship. Yeah, that's kind of like where we are. We're like, yeah, if that's your choice, that's cool, but to each his own.
So Mark, what about you? And Mark, the question, are you single tonight?
Single tonight. That's right.
Yes. We need to be playing that Elvis Presley song, Are You Lonesome Tonight? Is this the name? Is that the name of it?
I think so.
We'll play that when we get ready to ask Mark the single question.
I'll tell you guys a story. It's a fun story. I was speaking with Brandy, my sister, over the last couple of days, and we were talking about this topic, right? So we went to talking about relationships I've been in and what have you. And I said, well, there's nothing compared to the relationships Greg, that's my brother that passed. There's nothing compared to the relationship he used to be in. So he was actually married. He was caught. He was taking a shower. And there's a song, it's a blues song that he was singing in the shower. His wife walked up on him. The song starts off with, I got a problem. I got a problem. I'm in love with my wife and my woman. The song is called Caught Up.
Oh my gosh.
He said he caught up and he's trapped. So
that sounds like Usher's song.
Say that again.
Doesn't Usher have a song called?
No, Usher don't. That don't
have it. Oh, well, now I gotta look for it. Hey, Gentle Giant, welcome. We're so glad you were.
Just look up the song. Keisa, look up the song Caught Up. I'm caught up.
I'm looking at it now.
I'm
trapped. Oh Lord. Wait a minute. So wait.
Hey, Keisa,
first verse.
Keisa, go ahead and play it. They gonna find me, but it's all good. Play it. Go ahead. Y'all gotta hear this.
Is it this song?
Yeah.
I got caught up.
Wait. That's not the one though. Hold on. So let me pull it up.
Let's just read the lyrics.
No. You got to hear the song the way it comes on.
I mean, we will, but we need, if in interest of time, let's understand what the lyrics are saying first. So, what happened when she came in and caught him singing this song?
She videotaped it and posted it for us to see. So.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say she did like the wife in what was that this Christmas? I think Regina King. She had him in the shower and then put baby oil all over the floor and then brought.
Yes, and she whipped him with that belt.
Yes,
but they. I mean, she knew what was up with him, and he was very he's very open about who he was.
So she was consenting to the polyamorous relationship.
You can say
did she have her own person too?
I can't speak to that.
Okay,
but
I'm just wondering.
It's Carl Sims. The name of the song is "I'm Trapped."
There it is, right there.
Carl Sims. I have to look at that.
That's it, right there. Play a little bit of it. I just want to laugh real quick.
I got a problem. I got a wife and I got a woman.
Gentle Giant, do you recall that song that your brother was singing in the shower that day? That's all we want to know.
Oh gosh, hilarious.
I don't know. It seems to me that would be stressful, though.
I mean, you know what? To be honest with you, man, cheating is really.
That's what I mean. Stressful, not the not an actual polyamorous, amorous type of relationship, but I mean just cheating. That seems like
cheating is very stressful because you have to keep up, man. Especially if you have 2-3 of them. I mean, you have to keep that up.
Well, what's the most you've had at one time?
About 3 or 4. About 3 or 4.
Hey, okay, yeah, that's a lot.
About 3 or 4.
So what did Mark say? Mark said he's been to Mother Africa, to Kenya and Ethiopia, seeing that poly isn't anything new. So historically, this ain't nothing new. He says I'm single at the J.
You at the job. He's single at the job tonight.
We're gonna need you to watch the show when you're not at the job, and then let us know if you're single. Because you always single at the job, unless you ain't got no work wife, I assume.
That is funny. That's funny.
So Alvin, Gentle Giant, tell us your thoughts on the whole polyamory type of relationship. How do you feel about it? Do you think monogamy is natural? Do you think poly relationships can work? Would you engage in one? That's a good question.
Would you have 2 wives, Al? That's the question.
Oh yeah, would you have 2 wives? Yes.
Oh gosh, no.
It's definitely in his blood to.
I'm advocating beating the Agon's ass, but yeah, yeah, that's discipline. That's not violence. That's called discipline. What she did. So Mark said this Christmas are the ladies of the panel advocating violence. That was called discipline.
What?
Because the wife basically whooped him with the belt while he was naked. Y'all know y'all parents whooped y'all.
He deserved it, along with his car driven over that wall. He deserved it.
Lord, that was.
What was that? A show or something?
It was a movie called This Christmas.
Oh, okay.
I think Idris Elba was in it. Chris Brown had a lot of people in it.
Yep.
Celine, what's that girl's something Neil, the one that played in Dreamgirls? But anyway,
I'd love to get into the minds of the folks who actually go along with that. Like
with what?
Like bringing extra folks to the relationship and making a relationship out of it. I like to get into the mind.
We need to reach out. I'll reach out and see if because there's a couple that I know personally and well that they have a small child and they are in a poly relationship. They're married, but they have a poly relationship. They can date other people and go out and all that stuff. So
I would love to know where the insecurity level is.
Wow, that is interesting. Yeah.
I would love to.
So okay, well, I mean, I think I've learned quite a bit, and we all know where we stand on it. I think the best thing is really to have some folks who are firsthand participants in it to really understand it. Yeah. But I think it became a little bit more mainstream, or at least it got out there more for people to know about. Was it on Red Table Talk?
Yeah.
Right.
Because what their daughter came out and said she was, in poly relationships.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Willow. Yeah.
Willow. Yeah.
Hey, it's 31 after that. We'll take a real quick break.
All right.
See you in a moment.
We'll be right back, folks.
Thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Ttrent. We will be right back with more conversation after these commercial breaks.
Check out the creative work of the author Ttrent Williams of www.taylorkennedymedia.com. Chapter of the Delta gives us a peek at his life-changing events. And if that's not enough, Ttrent tells you more about his brothers and his life through memoirs in his book, The Four Horsemen. His blogs and daily stimulating quotes are published in his book, Life's Little Addiction. And when you have a need of some human coaching of life and relationships, take a look at Conversations with Ttrent, Volume 1 and 2. and Conversations with Ttrent, limited edition. You will find his works available at Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and all online book retailers.
Welcome back to Conversations with Ttrent. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're online and want to be a part of tonight's topic, you can do that by dialing 347-324-5327. Press the number 1 to get into the queue so that your voice can be added to tonight's conversation. Now, let's get back to the show.
All right, we're back, folks, and we're back. A couple ads ran there. The most important one is Tabs Edible Creation for your infused cakes and those wonderful cookies. I'm actually hoping that I can find one of these beautiful boxes on my doorstep. It's been a minute since I've had one of these, so hopefully I can get these back. TabsEdibleCreations.com is the spot to get those overload chocolate chip cookies and infused cakes by the wonderful Shannon.
I like how you put that in there as hoping I can get a box. I'm still hoping I can get a hoodie.
So let me tell you all where I go to. I call it Life's Yelp.
Uh-oh.
One of my favorite places to hang out is Reddit because you find out all kinds of stuff.
Right.
Like what foreigners think of American food habits. So there's a whole subreddit on polyamory.
Yes.
And so when you talk about things go wrong, right?
Mm-hmm.
This individual says they feel misled and taken advantage of. So 2 months ago, they met a guy at a mutual friend's party. They flirted. He asked her out. It seemed pretty romantic. They got intimate. They paused. Then they started seeing each other a little bit more, had some deeper conversation. And she tells him, he says he's not looking for monogamy. And she said she's cool with non-monogamy. Actually, one of the people I've been seeing is in an open marriage. So I'm interested in eventually having someone similar for myself someday.
Mm-hmm.
And dude ghosted her.
You got upset?
But he said he didn't want him out. He wasn't looking for a monogamous relationship, right? So what the
Yeah, so you can't send mixed messages, man.
See, that's that double standard right there. They can dish it, but they can't take it.
Exactly.
That's the double standard. And I'm gonna be honest, it takes a very secure man to engage in a poly relationship, I think, with a woman.
Let me tell you something. I'm not going to sit here and play with myself and fool myself and saying, oh, yeah, I could do that. No. There's only going to be one driller.
one driller and And never mind.
I don't know.
Because I'm trying to figure out if there's one driller, like how many screws you working with.
Oh,
It's gonna be one screw. You talking about a screwdriver?
Yeah, what hole are you putting it in though?
For me, it's gonna be one hole.
Okay, all right. I was just checking.
I'm not gonna have multiple holes in the bed with me. No, it's gonna be one hole.
Okay. I'm just
If we
I mean, you know, I was just trying to make
if
sure
we freaky that night, maybe two holes from the same person.
Mm.
oh God, that's like TMI. We didn't need to know all that.
I'm just saying.
What is up with the fact? Well, okay, I guess it depends on what the other hole is. But I just be wondering, what's the fascination with these with men and multiple holes?
Well, that's not a fascination. Hold on a second. I just said that. That's not a fascination thing for me. I just said that. Sounds good for podcasts. But
you said freaky. If we get freaky,
sounds good for podcasts. Let's get to these comments. You always trying to get that bus going, man. Ursula,
I think
what's up,
because
Ursula?
you are probably the one on the panel with the most experience. So
what's up, first? How you doing, Ursula?
Certain things. Where's the gentle giant? Because he's the one who's what did we call it? That test, that thing we took.
Oh, the test.
The erotic thing.
He was all of them, right?
Yeah, like he was the freaky though. He was the freak.
Yeah, but he had freak.
Where's the gentle giant? Can you get the gentle giant to come back to, ask the warden to let him come out and play?
That's funny.
Y'all
didn't see Ursula coming? Nobody spoke
to her? We did. Hey, Urs.
I spoke to Ursula. Are you late to the party?
Happy Wednesday.
You were late to the party, sir. Are you back from New York? I saw your post. She's living her best life.
Yeah, she's doing it up in New York, huh?
Were you Polly in New York? That's what we should know. Oh, we're missing Martine.
She probably had to work tonight.
Oh, okay.
It was Mark. Mark got a comment here.
You gonna read it?
Yeah. Mark says, would I dip my toes in the poly pool? Yes, but not with any Europeanized thinking polys.
So what's the difference? Tell us what the difference is between the Europeanized poly thinkers versus, I guess, the African or.
For me, when he says different for me, as far as it doesn't lay down the same. It does not feel the same. The texture of the skin does not feel the same.
What does that mean?
Like laying next to a black woman is a total different experience.
Oh, okay. So you're saying
it's a completely out of this world experience. I've had a couple of nationalities, and it's totally.
Wait, a couple of what?
From different races.
What did you call them? Oh, you said nationalities.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't hear you. Okay.
But it's being with a black woman. It's a complete different experience. Wonderful experience. So that's what Mark's. I can guarantee that's what he's talking about.
Well, I don't know. He said Europeanized thinking. So I'm just wondering what.
Well, he's going a little deeper with it, but.
Tell us what you mean. Elaborate on that for us and tell us exactly what you mean by Europeanized thinking. Ursilia. Was that meant to be a space in between her name?
Wow.
Sound like a little personal. So.
I don't know. Sometimes when both Ursula and Mark are on here, I wonder whether or not we just need to back away from the camera and just let As a matter of fact, I came prepared. I got my popcorn.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah.
Look like
lemon pound cake flavor tonight.
Look like Slash calling you a snitch.
Whatever. He just mad. He just mad. He not mad. He just hating. So he's basically saying if a husband did the same thing as whooping his wife as that woman did for whooping her husband, the law doesn't refer to it as discipline. Well, the law technically doesn't refer to it as discipline when the woman's doing it. We're just saying that, they tell us we're abusing our children if we physically discipline them, but that don't mean that we ain't gonna discipline. My parents did not discipline me because the law says something different. So I'm just saying, keep trying. It's cute though, Mark. Keep trying.
Hey, that's a good question, Mark.
How do we know Mr. Epic is the most
Well,
experienced?
we know-
Because he said so and he wrote
Thank
about
you.
it.
I know I ain't got no damn 600 batting average. That's high. If you
That's
averaging
all.
600,
That's all.
nah, we good.
That's all.
We good.
Wow.
I've only been with 2 people in life.
It's just that
That's all y'all can handle. That's all y'all can handle. A woman telling you. Kesia got it.
I picked up on that first when you said it when it came out of your mouth.
I was like, Kesia got it. That's all y'all can handle. It's 2 at the most.
That's right.
But don't go off.
Mess around and give a full hand. It's like it's over.
It's over. Oh, you the slut of the arrow. You just give it up to anybody. Oh,
Straight
okay.
up cut you loose.
Yeah.
See, that's why I'm so glad that I've grown, because man, the 20-year-old me would say, and your daddy too.
Yeah, but that's how we know that, Mark.
Yes. He shared it
Alvin
too.
got scared. This popcorn
Alvin's
is
working.
good. It's actually lemon pound cake flavor.
Yeah, we should try and get your friends on to talk about that poly.
Yeah, I will.
I
will.
That'll be a quite interesting conversation.
They've tried to get me in the bedroom too. So.
Oh, that's right. They do that podcast.
Yeah, they have a podcast. So.
That's interesting.
Okay, this is so rude, but this is so good.
Oh yeah. Popcorn for the poly. P for P.
So what else did we have on that list from last week's topics?
Oh, let me see. What did I do with I wrote some stuff down. Let me see, what did I do with it?
Can a man accept the same hurt he placed upon a woman?
No.
Dang, that show is over.
Right. No. What do you mean men deal in facts and women in emotion? With what? As far as what, Mark?
I would agree with that.
And not even that though. We're human. The human in and of itself is an emotional creature. That's why you get mad at people at work, and people in your house. So
what is marriageable?
The dog.
Not the dog.
Girl, honey, precious, a whole
Oh.
vibe.
Then we talk about honoring your vows. I think Mark brought that up. We talked about the Oprah and Stedman effect.
Oh, yeah.
Mark, you still didn't elaborate on that. What you meant by Europeanized thinking, Polys. What does that actually mean or look like? Versus, I'm assuming African or African American. You talking about in the bedroom?
Bedroom. What?
Only because it's a different story. It's a podcast they do in their bedroom. That was all that was. I'm not getting in bed and joining the party.
Gotcha.
Hilarious.
But I will say I have been approached. More recently, I was at a birthday party that I went to for a friend of mine's. And we're talking about people, grown folks, like, 40s, 50s, all that kind of stuff. And I felt kind of like, oh, they trying to take me. Like, like I felt like I had to protect my, my stuff, my pocketbook type thing. Like, oh, they's trying to get me. But yeah.
Interesting.
But yeah, it's just it's very it's out there. It's out there. There's nothing wrong with it. You know, if that's what works for you. You got to answer to me about it. That's what works for you. I'm happy. You like it, I love it.
Give me my one crack and I'll go home.
But if you could have, so let's go back. And I'm just asking you this only because, well, let's go back. Have you ever had two women at the same time?
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're in a poly, you have some poly practices. Then. Okay.
But to your point, though, there are 8 different types. So there's monopoly, where one person is practices monopolistically with the polyamorous couple.
Call me Jack Triple.
Right. There you go.
Right. So there's a couple, and then the person that they're with.
He's like, those are my people.
They're just exclusive with that person.
Exactly. Yep.
Okay.
Then there's solo polyamory. So they're their own primary partner. So they prioritize themselves over any person when they're dating, but they're usually just exploring relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, then there's VEE. When one person is in a relationship or dating two people who are not involved with each other.
Right.
That's a V polyamory.
I'm going to go ahead and throw this out. I'm going to go ahead and say this. Probably not going to be the popular thing to say, but when you find people indulging in that type of lifestyle, and I throw myself in that. When I was having those multiple women, I was still searching for myself. I was completely lost. I was still wanting something. I was still looking for something. And I thought I could find it in those multiple women.
And that's typically what it is with a lot of people, though, right? Especially when you're younger, right? You don't know. I mean, I was just having. I mean, this is probably another show topic. You know, I was talking with someone about what we learned from our parents about these relationships and how we create and form these values. And our topic was what was the sex conversation?
Exactly.
And I actually had a conversation. My person, she told me, she said, "Let me tell you how my conversation went." And I bust out laughing. I said, "Silence." And she's like, "Yes."
Wow.
Silence.
Because let's be fair.
Conversation.
And let's just be fair. At this age, if I'm still trying to dig in multiple women and taking multiple women to bed, I'm toxic as shit.
But maybe it's not multiple women, but okay, like for example, let's say you're married, right? And you're on the road, you take a trip, you meet someone, it gets a little interesting. You may make a couple phone calls, it might become just an emotional relationship, but you might go and travel to meet the person too, still, right? Or hey, I'm back in town. You know, you become intimate. So how do you define that?
So he's still married, right?
Slow down eating the popcorn.
Yeah.
So he's still married. He's married, correct?
Yeah.
How would I define that?
Yeah.
At that age, so I'd say he's in his late 40s.
We'll call it 60, 65.
He's bored at the house. I'll call that boredom.
Bored at the house.
I'll call that boredom.
So boredom makes you go play?
Potential.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, if think about it, if you're not getting it at home, if you're not.
Well, who says he's not getting it at home?
I mean, I'm talking about it just doesn't have to be physical. The physical part to it. It just doesn't have to be physical. It doesn't just have to be physical. It'll lead up to physical, most likely. But it wouldn't start off that way. Think about it.
So I think, and this is only from what I've seen, that I think you have the opinion of poly relationships that a lot of folks do. It's not just about sex to them. It's actually about loving more than one person and having that connection with more than one person. So it's not just sex and orgies and all that stuff. It's about true relationship and true feelings.
Yeah.
I do think that you can love more than one person. I think that you can. I do believe you can love more than one person at the same time. I do.
I think, and it happens. I mean,
Yes.
I think we all know people where we've seen that happen.
Yep.
You know, even if it's not us, we know people who have had
Again,
a
it goes back to what I threw out early in the program. I would like to see the level of insecurity within that person.
But how do you know that there's insecurity?
Let me tell you something.
Because I think you approach I think you approach this and come to your opinion on this based on what your beliefs are from what you've grown up believing and were taught and all of that. Everybody doesn't have to have a level of insecurity to feel that they're in love with more than one person at the same time.
Well, let me give you a scenario.
Hold on, I'm talking. They can actually all cohabitate and be a cohesive unit. And understand, I'm not saying this is something I want to do, but I do understand and have seen where people have this, and it's not necessarily about them being insecure in anything about them. Yes, you are out there screwing everything with a twat between its legs and keeping your 600 batting average up because you had your own issues. But people that are engaged in true relationships of that nature are not out there. It's not about the sex. Okay. It's about having that connection, having the love for two people, for more than one person, and you all being able to be open and transparent about it and being one unit.
Okay. And going back to the stat you provided, I think we see this, you know, if you look at millennials and their thought process, even down to Gen Z, like that is what they think. Like, why can't I just love everyone? Why do I have to fit to these social standards and norms of it has to be two people and that's it?
Hence the whole thing where what's the term? I learned a new term about it's not about being fluid. I guess the term for being fluid is being pan. Where you're attracted to men and women at any point, you just date whoever.
It exists.
It does. Like just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean that it's not there. And that's why I say all the time, you approach your thought process and your opinions on these are all based on what you believe in. That's fine and what you've been taught. But we know now that our social norms are changing every day. Every day. Whether things that are being normalized.
I'm gonna go ahead and say it. I'm gonna go ahead and say that. When you say
hold on, Mr. Williams.
Our social norm is your social norm.
Mr. Epic, I'm gonna press the stop cam button. Stop interrupting people. That's rude.
Go ahead.
But I'm saying we are being normalized to this. Our children, I will say, that generation are being normalized to all of this every day. The social standards and norms are no longer what they used to be, even from when we were children. Yeah. So I'm not saying you have to agree with it, but you do have to understand that it exists. And just because you don't agree with it doesn't mean that it's not there. It exists. It's
there. It exists. Yeah, it's there. But I mean, my thing is, I'll leave that one alone. I don't want to get in trouble.
Mark has a comment. Can you share his comment?
Yep.
I like what he said. They saw something in my eyes, Mark. Is that what you saying? Why they invited me over? Why they had me clutching my pearls going to the bathroom?
Let's see. So Mark says, great men in history quench their thirst for more. Biblically, King Solomon had over 700 concubines. Therefore, be a king of oneself. I don't disagree.
That is.
I want to know something though, Mr. Epic. Your body language intensified on that last little segment about being pansexual. I don't want to dig too deep, but I guess what brought up that emotion? Just because you just don't disagree, you don't agree with it?
I get irritated when they throw these different things out in there. And we're supposed to go along for that and with that, just because several people are doing it.
But black and white is a social construct too.
Yeah, I understand. I get what you're saying, but I've never gone with the norm. I'm always going against the grain, and I will not conform to. Like, it's just like a friend of mine was talking. I had to ask Shannon. I said, "What are you talking about?" I didn't know what he was talking about. He said fluid, and when Shannon told me what it was, I was like, "This nigga lost his mind."
But let me say this though, right? Here's just kind of one of my life's rules. Like, people are going to do what they can do, they want to do. You can't control whatever it is they decide.
You can't control. No, you can't. But
and you don't have to accept it either. But here's the thing: why evoke all of that emotion when what their lifestyle doesn't affect your ability to pay your bills, for you to live, for you to do what you do, for you to have this show? None of that. So why give it all that energy? Let people do what they're gonna do.
they keep it on their side of the fence. We're good.
Just for that, I'm gonna touch you. Oh my gosh! Wow. Okay, I just had to understand, where the intensity of that came from. I mean, people are people.
People are people, and I'm not judging. I'm really not judging.
And you have a choice. Yeah, but you are. But you have a choice. You can love people where they are or leave them where they are. Yeah. And if they don't impact your ability to live the lifestyle that you want to live, then it's a nit, right?
Yeah.
You got to be more human-centered.
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that you have to, hey, come on, all you fluid and whatever people, come give Mr. Epic a hug. That's not what you're saying. What you're saying is live your life.
I mean, and for the listening audience, man, I'm just authentically me. This is who I am. I'm not
and that's okay too.
I'm not gonna put no airs on. I'm not gonna throw a disclaimer out there and say it when I don't mean it. I can't do that. That's just not me.
And my job is to get you to look at things a little bit differently as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that's all Kesia and I are really trying to do, because you do at times come off very judgmental. You do. You up there on your high horse, looking down. It's not your job to say what's wrong and right for other people. You are not their God, nor their judge, nor jury, right? So
what happened?
I'm just saying, be open-minded to be able to love people where they're at, no matter what they're doing.
So what happened to the after party? You didn't finish the story about the fluid people that was trying to get you in that bed.
Oh no, I had to excuse myself and get on out there. Yeah, no, I had to decline that. And I don't even know if it was an indecent proposal. Wasn't no money there, but no, I was looking extra cute that night, but still, that was not my scene.
What kind of party is that?
Right. Yeah. But I mean, but I say it all is because it's out there, and people are no longer just sitting back in the shadows. It's not been there. No, I know it's been there, but I'm saying I didn't used to get approached like that 10, 15 years ago, not from no couples. But now it's just like, oh, okay.
Yep. People are bolder, but I think people have more newfound confidence for whatever reason.
Someone does. I'm sorry, Keith. Someone does have background noise. I don't have anything else open. Does anybody have? Me either. Because Mark even said someone has background noise. I hear it.
I hear it as well.
I don't know. Maybe it's a feed. I'm not sure.
I'm going to go out and come back in just in case.
Oh. I almost went off as well. I was like, wait a minute, hold it. So see, I still hear it.
You still hear it?
Absolutely.
Yes, it's probably the feed. We toward the end of the feed anyway.
Yeah, maybe so.
Yeah. We're toward the end of the feed. That's good. No, but I totally get what you're saying, Keith. I totally get what you're saying, but sometimes I'm a tad bit passionate about that.
And that's fair, and I mean, and that's okay. But I just want you to always, try your best to keep an open mind, because we're not going to always have an open mind about stuff. Like,
totally
there are some things that are just an absolute no, right? Yeah, they are like, they're not even deal breakers. That is so much of a hard no, right?
Exactly.
So I get that, but yeah, just
I
absolutely.
totally get it. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you guys always pulling out the leash for me. And
Do you really? Do you really though?
I do.
So Mark said love is overrated because the people we've encountered in life, we don't still love them. So it's shallow based. So it's a shallow based argument on feelings.
I like that.
Yeah, I still hear the background noise. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, it has to be the feed then.
It's the feed. It's the feed.
Well, I think this turned into a very salacious topic, very intense at a certain point.
I still like to get into the thought process with your friends in this poly.
So, see, before you didn't even really want to talk about it. Now you want me to bring people
like, y'all take it on, run with it.
Right? Yeah, I'm not going
to like to get into the thought process. I like to get into the thought process. Non-judgmental zone.
Yes. That should be what you practice every day.
Knock it off.
Every day.
Yeah.
During your meditation, I am going to be in a non-judgmental zone today.
I like that affirmation. That's pretty good.
I try it in the morning, 5:15. First thing I do.
Good for you. I'll be rolling over.
Yeah.
Why do some people get to be loved for where they're at, yet others are hated on for their past? Would you like to be more specific? Because I really feel that could be almost a little bit of attack.
That wasn't no attack. That was some serious shade, and I'm holding the shade up too.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, let's understand an attack versus speaking the truth, right?
Well, Shannon, you're always attacking me.
It's not an attack, sir. It's not. If I was attacking you, believe me, you'll know it. Leos have you'll know when I'm attacking.
These are just facts, though, right?
Exactly. But the thing about it, what I don't understand, Keith, is you wrote about this. You went and had discussions and conversations in rooms full of women, probably some of them who you were pallying with at the time, and you talked about it. You did it. You spread it out there. I'm just asking questions as an inquisitive reader of your literature.
Well, you're asking questions with a little bit of poke the bear.
Because you know why, Keith? Because he be trying to downplay his role and stuff. Now that he feels, you know how people get, we done found the Lord, thank you, Jesus, all that kind of stuff, right? I'm a changed man. I don't. Did you guys see the movie The Harder They Fall, the one on Netflix?
Yes.
Did you? Okay, I'm not gonna give it away at the end, but you saw at the end when the twist there with the father and who the father was versus who he became, right? But we're supposed to forget that you did all this other stuff. Either way, I'm not trying to attack you, sir. I'm just trying to have you, be non-judgmental. Just because you're here now doesn't mean that part of you never existed and you never had those thoughts or did those actions, and now you're able to judge other people who have.
I'm not judging.
You do, sir. You do. You judge very much, and when people don't call you out on it, you continue to.
I'm gonna work on that.
I hope so. Just like that whole interrupting and speaking over people.
I
was trying to be patient and kind, but you just kept doing it, and I was like 2 seconds away from having to use a curse word or something. I'm trying to do better in that arena.
Thank you for giving me some homework to work on. I'll work on that.
Yes,
that's good stuff.
But I love Keisa's approach. She's always the calm. So Mr. Epic, I'd be like, look here, dude.
Because it was just kind of like, I'm especially like, even like at work, I encourage people to be on camera because body language says something totally different than what the mouth says. Yeah. So I saw all of that and I was like, wait, hold on. How do we get here?
Yeah, you call it.
Hey, Chicano. So Chicano said judging is a necessary quality. It is how society exceeds and how we improve. Ooh, explain that real quick before we leave, because we're past the hour. I do hear that.
I like that.
I think it's true.
I do want to understand about how we exceed and improve as a society. What your thought process is on that part. with the judging.
I mean, think about it, right? If you know how, especially Shann will know, like as women, we'll say, who, like, is there a mirror at your house? Do you see what you're wearing? Right? How can I improve and know not to wear that again?
That was eloquently put. I like
That
that.
was.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I look at and I think I have a very good friend, one of my best friends. She's a lesbian. And I always said if I liked women, I would definitely go for her. That would be my chick right there. Was not necessarily brought up as far as my faith and my beliefs to believe that lifestyle is acceptable, but I'm not going to judge her or love her any less.
Let me say
whoa. See, you're doing it again.
Yes, I am. Go ahead.
You're doing it again. Okay. I'm just saying, I'm just not going to not be her friend anymore because she chose to love another woman.
Okay.
I don't feel that I'm not sure it's, just on my beliefs, I don't feel that God puts us here to condemn other people. That's not my job. I don't believe that God condemns us like that. Right. That's my belief. But I am not going to sit in judgment over somebody else's lifestyle. I can make my recommendation. She knows how I feel. She knows what I believe, and she's okay with that. She doesn't judge me for that. She just chooses to believe something else different than what I do. And at the end of the day, I just choose to live my life a certain way, and hopefully everything that I've believed and grown up with and have faith, and hopefully that's what it is at the end. Hopefully.
Why does it always have to be called judging and just calling what it is, calling people out on their bullshit? Why does it always have to be called
what it is?
Judging? Yeah.
Is that what it is?
In my mind, it is.
So he said, without a judgment mentality, we allow the deviance to be considered normal. Judging has brought us forward by establishing a norm that is acceptable by a moral standard. So then if I go back on that, who establishes what the moral standard is?
I like this brother.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I do too. I like the fact that he comes with a drink every week too.
I know. Chicano, you're responsible for the drinks.
Yes.
I like this brother.
But yeah, I mean, what were you? I look like you had a comment about that, Keith.
No, I was just saying I was agreeing with you. Like, who defines the moral standard?
I get it. I get what you're saying, but
I do, but I'm just asking. It just begs the question, right? I wholeheartedly agree with it.
But who said in the world today, we're so pressured to go against something that we totally don't believe in because we're afraid of what repercussions going to happen will come behind that. We're so afraid.
But it goes back to being judged, though, right?
Keep in mind,
that's part of that, and that's what fuels that cancel culture.
Let me tell you something about the cancel culture and this whole judging thing. I live by you can only be judged once. That's it. I really don't give a damn what people think about me. I'm only judged once. That's it. I'm only judged once. I will be judged once. And I stand on
Are you being judged multiple times somewhere? I don't know.
You're missing my point.
I am.
You'll be judged once for a time that it counts, but you will be constantly judged.
You're gonna always be judged, but to me, elephants never swat at flies. So I don't even entertain that foolishness. I'm only gonna be judged once.
Looks like Flash has a comment if you want to pull it up.
If Mr. Epic is Catholic, his confessions from his past have been forgiven. Besides, only God can judge. Even vengeance is his also.
Are you Catholic?
No.
Okay, so I'm just messing.
You're a mess.
I'm just messing.
I said we got the very knowledgeable brothers here. I like this.
See, the moral standard is established by those who want to establish it. Without having a judgment mentality, anything would be allowed. We are the rule setters. Very true. Very true. No, I have. Yeah, I mean,
This is some good stuff here.
mhm.
I like this. I like this. I like Shannon. How are you? You good?
I am good.
Okay.
Sorry, my kids are texting me.
Okay. Good.
Anyway, so wait, what comment did I miss? I probably.
So
Ooh,
remember, my question was what is the moral standard? And so Chicano says the moral standard is established by those who want to establish it. Without having a judgment mentality, anything would be allowed. We are the rule setters.
Pretty much.
I think I'm trying to think of the word I want to use. So not judging. I mean, I agree. There's always going to be some type of opinion or judgment on how people are and people what they do, and there does have to be what we call a standard. I think what I'm referring to, though, when we talk about judgment, is that judgment kind of with malice attached to it and with an air of superiority, as if you ain't never had no sugar honey iced tea that stunk. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's where that's my thought process with the judgment. We're always going to have opinions about different things, and based on what I believe, I do believe that we have to have standards. We do have to have moral standards, that is. Otherwise we'd all be amok. People would just be killing, here breaking the law, murdering people, right? All that.
You're right. That's happening right now.
But I don't know. He says judging is constant, yes, and that's what keeps us on that path towards betterment. And I think self-judging is definitely is more importantly what keeps us on that path, and we're able to kind of look at the areas where we have flaws within ourselves and recognize those, admit those, and decide to do better. What they say, when you know better, you do better. You're supposed to do better.
Exactly.
So, all right. Well, we're going on 15 after the hour. Who knew this was going to turn into such a
lively conversation.
Yes. And Chicano, thank you so much. We enjoyed you tonight. Make sure we'll be back on Sunday.
Yeah.
Today's Wednesday, so we'll be back Sunday, and I guess we'll be looking to pick one of those topics that we had on the list or something.
Yeah,
we have a lot of good ones.
We should touch that marriageable.
The vows thing. We can. Ooh, I think I'm going to make a spiced holiday cocoa drink for Sunday.
Ooh. Oh! If you're gonna do that, then I'm going to do. Oh shoot! What do we want? We wanted to make some. Dang it! It's gonna come to me.
What?
I'm gonna tell you what it's called. I don't know why I could think. Oh, I know what we're having. We're actually making some coquito on Saturday.
What is that? I thought I heard you mention that before.
Puerto Rican eggnog.
Oh, what's different about it?
Probably the coconut milk, I would say.
Oh, that sounds good. I need to try that.
Yeah,
oh, yeah, save me some. I think I can make a really good cake and some spiked cookies with that.
Speaking of cakes, tell those folks where they could actually find those cookies.
Look, tabsediblecreations.com. I've got the order window open actually until December 22nd.
Ladies and gentlemen, the website is scrolled at the bottom.
Any holiday orders, cakes, pies, cookies, go right on there. You can also see my page on Instagram and as well as Facebook at topsandbottomsediblecreations.com. Tops and Bottoms Edible Creations. Tabs Edible Creations. It's the website. I've had nothing tonight. I've had nothing.
It's scrolling completely at the bottom, folks. It's been scrolling there for about the last 30 minutes.
Look, I was about to lie on myself. I said, I've had nothing. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Yes, I did.
Good stuff. Awesome. Good stuff. And for your books and all that stuff, TaylorKennedyMedia.com is the place to be. With those hoodies, I appreciate all the support with the hoodies, selling out with the quotes. All quotes are written by me.
Are we getting hoodies? Oh, Also, oh, I don't. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but guess what? It's
What's
coming. Also, it's going to be on the TK shop too, right?
Yeah.
The hoodies, the tabs, hoodies, and t-shirts.
Yep.
So we're gonna have some tabs merch on there too.
Nice.
I'm
Excellent.
excited. I'm so excited. Yes.
And you go to the TK shop, it'll be right there with all the other merchandise. So that's good stuff there, real good stuff. Yep.
All right, and the bad boss updates.
So the Bad Boss is gonna reboot for January 1st, and so just really kind of working on getting the site back up and getting everything rolling and getting some shows recorded. So yeah,
That's good stuff.
So we've got two last comments. I just want to make sure we get, because Mark did kind of shout us out asking if we had skipped over. We just skipping over comments tonight. So Chicano said, absolutely. If you cannot look upon yourself with eyes of reflection, then how can you ever look upon someone else with the same eyes?
I like
Absolutely.
this.
That's exactly what my thought process and what I was thinking too. And then Mark, of course, always has to bring something a different point of view and set of eyes to it. He said, I'm assuming there are no moral standards, especially on stolen land. There are no moral police. Men have created laws to govern a woman's body. That's very true.
That's extremely true.
That's very true. I mean, I can't disagree with that.
Yep.
Oh, thank you. She kind of said you guys are great. Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, spread the word and let everyone know we're finishing out the year, but we're gonna be really bringing it for 2020. Oh my God, it's gonna be 2022 in like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I just want y'all to know I don't have any Christmas stuff up, and I don't think I'm putting anything up.
Don't feel bad. I don't have.
Look, I just told my kids, "What do you want?"
Well, I have it all up for the both of you. There are enough trees here for y'all.
Good stuff. Hey, Chicano, for coming back a second week. Why don't you send the information over to Ttrent Will at taylorkennedymedia.com. I'll send you over a book or something, man. I really appreciate the support.
Giveaway.
Yes. All right. So Sunday night, 7 Central, 8 Eastern.
Sounds good. Let's do it.
Good night, everyone. Thanks for joining us. See you guys later.
Okay.
Conversations with Ttrent in conjunction with Taylor Kennedy Media and your radio network would like to thank you for calling in and listening to tonight's episode. We hope that tonight's conversation offended you just enough to turn your mirror inward to come back for more. So until next week's conversation, be epic.